Say word. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Quasi Lamar at the Shisha Lounge once again. It's Friday. I've been gone for a couple weeks, but I'm back with my big brother, Brother Hatem. We got Brother Rafe in the building. He chilling over here doing his thing on the computer. Oh, yo, I don't even know what I just said. I'm gonna introduce somebody a little later that's supposed to be in the building with us as well. But yeah, welcome myself back. You know, I've been absent for a little bit. Just coming through, let y'all know I'm back. Want to introduce the brother, the big brother, Hatem. You got a couple words for the people? What's up?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm back. I had a trip I had to go out of town on, and I didn't want to do the show without my man. Again, you know, would have been 2 weeks in a row, so I just canceled the whole show. But now we live and direct. Actually, it's not live and direct because we couldn't depend on the Wi-Fi to go live. So now we just going to do it freestyle podcast style. Now, some of the questions that we're going to be dealing with, who knows what's going to pop up. We got some stuff, but you know how the conversation go with me and my man here. But hey, before we do that, I want to shout out to some of the brands that I love. You know what I'm saying? First, I want to send shouts out, as usual, to Oxy Water, the world's first oxygen-enhanced mineral water. Try Oxy Water Black, Oxy Water Pink, Cherry Pomegranate, Island Citrus, or Passion Berry. For more information, go to www.tryoxywater.com and check out their NASCAR. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch it because that car is going to lose. It don't excite me like it do some people, but some people like that shit. I ain't. So look for the car. You know you got some money when you got a car out there running around doing that. You know, so there's some success with the business there. Also, I want to send shouts out to Orange 82, who just gave me 5 new tracks. And unfortunately, I couldn't upload them because of the Wi-Fi here tonight. But hey, it's all good because when I get home, I'm going to upload those. And you will be hearing cuts from Orange 82 as we fade in and out of reality. Because you know I come from the edge of the universe. So, you know, I want to share some of those experiences with you. I call it surfing music. So go and get on it. Check it out. And I ain't talking about the surfboard. I'm talking about surfing the internet. Surfing this global network, and this music help you do it in a fashion where you don't have to be falling asleep like I do. Next up, I want to send shouts out, of course, to the Shisha Lounge. We at 2369 North High Street, and even though the Wi-Fi is coming in and out, I still love the spot. You know, I don't know, we might be going somewhere else next pretty soon, but you know, up until then, they always get my love because I come in, they treat me like royalty. I also want to send out shots to Unidaji Capoeira, who will be having a Batuzado in Columbus at 3500 Refugee Road. That's the Millennium Community School, June 14th through 16th. So come out and see some real capoeira. Unidaji is run by Monitor Dentista, and he has locations in Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton, Toledo, Chicago, and Decatur, Madison, Alabama. Last but not least, I want to send shouts out to my brother Quojo and what they're doing over at the New Harvest Urban Art Complex. Oh, and I can't forget myself. Check out my blog at www.giamijourney.com. Also, check out my books, Players Pyramid, Lost Art of Storytelling, and of course, my best-selling one, Giami Journey Workbook, where I talk about proverbs, quotes, and all that. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna let you hear a little build. I'm gonna let you hear something from Orange 82, and then me and Quasi gonna get in and we're gonna start chopping it up.
All right, we back. Hope you enjoyed that. So, you know me, I like to stay up on my news. I was, well, you know, I get a lot of news from Facebook, like I say, but a lot of news is just people reporting what's going on in their community. And I know a lot of us are familiar with Brother Paradise Gray, one of the original members of the X Clan, been in the game for a long time, coming right out of Pittsburgh. I guess he was something like a mentor, you know, for a lot of people, especially a brother named Jasiri X, who doing a lot of conscious music that I really like. You know, I met the brother, you know, good dude. We actually met a couple times, you know. But anyway, telling me, I was reading a little bit about what's going on in Pittsburgh, and apparently a couple dudes fired some shots into a crowd of people at a parade or something like that, and 3 people got hit. And 2 of them was women, like 19 and 20 years old, and one was a 1-year-old baby, and the baby died. So Paradise was going real hard on, you know, calling people out to come forward and speak on what happened. You know, somebody seen something. You know, so I was thinking about that. You know, that's a tragic situation. What came to my mind is how it seems like we keep letting stuff like this. The black communities is allowing stuff like this to happen. And, I mean, that's another conversation. The snitching, turn them in, you know, the person get in trouble. And I know I definitely think the person needs to be turned in and brought to justice, wherever you say. But we also need another plan to prevent this stuff and to, you know, really get to the bottom of this. But anyways, before I get too far off track, excuse me. What I'm thinking is, if we're allowing stuff like this to happen, if we're allowing people just get murdered, and it's become commonplace to see 100 people murdered in a city on average, 100, you know, maybe 50 black males killed in a year in a city on average. What are we going to do if they start detaining us on a mass level and just, you know, exterminating us and taking us out? Like, how will people respond? You know what I mean?
Well, Walmart's will be upset, and Target will be upset, and McDonald's, and all those institutions that are surviving off of poor people will be very upset and speak out. Now, I'm going to say this because a similar incident like that happened on Mother's Day in Louisiana, where brothers just started shooting off in the crowd, and I think about 5 people was injured. And I think the major problem is we got this concept of this no snitching rule, and what bothers me about it is that people don't really understand what snitching is. They think snitching is telling on anybody, but snitching, when you really look at it, and we need to start teaching our kids this now, is if you are involved with the crime and you tell, that's called snitching. You tell to save your own skin. You know what I'm saying? That's snitching. When you witness an innocent baby being shot, or a mother on Mother's Day being shot, and you know who's doing it. That's not snitching. That's your personal responsibility because you are not benefiting from that crime. So we need to crush this now. This is the issue this is another issue I have, because black folks, if we're going to have this no snitching rule in our community, then we have to have a way to bring about some type of justice to the people that are doing these crimes in our neighborhood. It makes no sense to me that you will have a no snitching rule, but will have no way of serving up justice to those who are acting unjust. How do you have a no snitching rule, but you don't have no mechanism to take care of those that's doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave that one there. Now I want to go ahead.
I mean, so that's there's a couple directions that I guess question could have went in. That's definitely one interesting. And obviously everybody is saying come forward and speak on it. And again, the person that did that needs to be dealt with. But it also, it brings up a bigger issue. Obviously, there's so many issues in the community, you know what I mean? But police kill us, I seen somewhere where it says like once every hour or 24 hours or something like that in America, somebody is murdered by law enforcement or somebody's upholding the law, or, in that name, a person is murdered in that name or killed. Their life is taken in that name. So the whole snitching idea, the whole going to the police or a people that are supposed to be your ally, it's like the double I think in psychology the term is something like anxious ambivalence. It might not apply exactly to that, but it's where you want or desire or need something that you also are highly resistant to. You know what I'm saying? So how do we deal with that? How do we police ourselves? Because like you said, we now have the police are in a lot of people's minds criminals in the community. But those are the people that we're supposed to go to weed out criminals in our community. So how do we address that? Where do we even start?
Well, we start with the men. We need some real men. We need some real warriors in our community. That's the whole concept behind Giami Tribe. Building men in our community that can stand up and stuff like this. So if you ain't going to turn that person into the police, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? That's my question. If you're not going to let the police handle it, and you're going to assumedly let reciprocity take place, or what? We just going to allow murderers to run around with our kids? I can't, for me, that don't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit and watch somebody do wrong and not do something. Now, I would be all for the non-snitching rule if we had some type of mechanism in place to handle that business. You know what I'm saying? So what is an old lady supposed to do when somebody break in her house? She knows who it is. She's seen them, and she tells, and all of a sudden she's known as a quote-unquote snitch, and her life is at jeopardy because she's telling on some scum that would break into an elder's house. Get the hell out of here, man. I'm not with that. That's some bullshit. And either we gonna have to start holding the police responsible and making sure they do their damn job, or we got to start handling our business. Stop being cowards and hiding behind false righteousness or whatever we hide behind, or some false street code that most of us don't have shit to do with or benefit from, because the streets don't benefit us. You know what I'm saying? They don't benefit us. And as long as we got that fucking concept in our mind, we always gonna fall short.
And that's the main thing too. Like, the streets don't benefit us or don't benefit anybody. Like, the streets, the more I look at how the streets are kind of set up in the codes and street codes and all that bullshit, it's absolutely empty, and it's absolutely the opposite of necessities. Like, street codes are so set up against, it's mind blowing. It's absolutely mind blowing. It's hard to even articulate how ass backwards a lot of the rules of engagement on the street level that a lot of people are trained to adhere to. So what I'm thinking about is, what about bounty hunting? Let's bring that shit back. I think it was brought up. People is too soft. What if we brought back bounty hunting? What if I could drag your dead ass to the police station and get handed $10,000? You think niggas would stop tripping so much? You think shit have changed? What if a politician was even able? What if a politician or anybody that breaks any law? Or should we just keep it hood? Or am I tripping?
You kind of tripping on that bounty hunter shit because next thing you know, they be dragging motherfuckers up, be like, oops, I shot the wrong one. He fit the description. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what goes on in our community now. What I'm saying is some type of organized front where when people don't want to turn somebody in, what are you going to do about it? What type of example is going to be set with that individual? Either handle it or tell the police. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Don't have to be no bounty. The bounty is justice. The bounty is doing the right thing. So whether the right thing is reporting the individual, because that individual could shoot your mother next week or have a stray shot and shoot your child next week, you need to start thinking in some long terms and some other ways rather than immediate gratification, rather than holding up some fake street code that, as you said, does not benefit us. You know what I'm saying? We have developed this cognizant dissonance when it comes to crime in our community where it's acceptable. You know what I'm saying? We are no longer on a goddamn plantation. Well, maybe we are, and we're going to get on that in a minute because that's another topic that's popping up with Kanye West. We're no longer on a plantation, so we don't necessarily have to steal to survive. But like you said, you brought up a good point. That whole street code shit is about immediate gratification. It's not about survival. It's not about promoting our basic survival, our basic needs. And I want to go to the point about the extermination shit because I'm peeping a video that you're checking out, and one of the dudes is talking about the King Alfred plan. What a lot of people don't understand is that King Alfred plan came out of a book called The Man Who Cried I Am, and it was a fictional book, and I guess he put that together. I don't know if he had access to some real files, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not really concerned about that because America is a capitalistic country, and as long as it's capitalistic, black folks are safe. This is why I say that, because black folks are consumers. If you get rid of 35 to 40 million consumers on the planet, you know what I'm saying? The bottom line is going to be hit. That's going to hit the tax base. That's going to hit the corporate base. That's going to hit everything. You know what I'm saying? So as long as it's capitalistic, we ain't got to worry about that.
Well, I mean, as long as it's capitalism, that's, in my mind, I see capitalism kind of phasing out. I see the necessity or relevance of capitalism changing. Because it seems to me like at this point of human evolution, it seems like the purpose or the goals of humanity, at least to the public, is showing change. I think that change, let me see. Our capabilities, the type of technology that we're coming out is pushing our capabilities, and we're asking new questions. We're looking at stuff on like molecular levels, and we're asking molecular type of questions, and we're asking questions about our place in the universe, and that's pushing us farther out into the cosmos and exploring the cosmos and exploring different types of technologies and energies. And it's just, I can't exactly put my finger on it, but I can. I don't know. I just sense a change. So,
but is the change moving away from capitalism, or all the things that you just mentioned, further mechanisms that could be used to make money? See, as long as this system exists, it will be a capitalistic system. It might have some socialist tendencies and stuff like that, but more than likely, it's about making that money. And as long as it's about making that money, you're going to need consumers for that.
But it never really has been about making money. It's always been about maintaining power. And money at this point in time is the best way to keep power. But people are changing. I can see barter coming more relevant to people because economies are changing and people can't necessarily afford to shop at stores in the same way. I mean, it's not catching up as quick because the facade is still relevant, to where people still want to have name brand shit and keep up the presentation, but people's bottom lines are changing, man, and it's the people can't really afford to live in a way that Americans have traditionally lived, and also at the same time, consciousness is returning to people, and this might just be me and the people that I associate with and the things that I choose to see. But it seems like consciousness is returning in a certain element to where controlling people through monetary means doesn't seem as relevant as it did 30 years ago.
Well, capitalism, I don't think is about controlling people. It's about controlling the flow of that cash, which is, in a sense, a form or a symbolic idea that shows where the power lies. You know what I'm saying? So as long as that's going on, because, I mean, we in the hookah lounge consuming right now. You know what I'm saying? You're on the internet consuming right now. You got I see you on a page and there's about 5 ads on that one page. Consumerism. You know what I'm saying? So capitalism is not going anywhere. It may morph and change, but people are still going to need to trade in order to be able to exist. If you don't provide something for others, then you are basically useless. And if you are useless, you can be eliminated. Now, if you are a consumer, you are a part of a major base that is important to keep this thing going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not concerned about them exterminating black folks, but getting back on that slave shit, because, the monetary system is about maintaining power. And I heard it put in one of the best ways I've ever heard, that Karl Marx's genius was to convince people that the best way to have a slave is to give them a job. You know what I'm saying? You continue maintaining being a fucking slave. Let's talk about this new thing with these issues surrounding Kanye West. Now, I had you check out that video, New Slaves. What do you think about that video?
The internet strikes again. I actually didn't even get a chance to watch it because the internet kept cutting in and out on me. And then I found another video and got to watching that when the internet came back on. So I still haven't had a chance to watch it, but I have heard a lot of people talking about it. And some of the responses I've been getting was Kanye is back. Like, I was hearing from people that they had lost respect for Kanye. That he had originally come out as kind of maybe an activist somewhat, and then he turned kind of into a typical bling rapper. But, so yeah, just when I'm hearing about the song has definitely made me want to hear it. Actually, I'm about to go ahead and check it out now.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's a dope track, and I think he's putting his finger on some of the shit that we're talking about. As far as new slaves, what are the new slaves? You know what I'm saying? And the things that hold us in bondage. And I'm really digging it because my cousin sent it to me. But the things that's behind it, a lot of people's like Kanye's new album is satanic and all this shit, and I'm wondering whether that's a gimmick or whether it's real or whatever. But because like they say, this video that he had was released on he released it in a very unique way. He broadcasted it on brick walls on the side of 66 buildings in 6 different countries. And of course, people add all that up, 666, and get scared. You know what I'm saying? So my question is, what do you think about Kanye West? And they mentioned Jay-Z and Rihanna and this whole Illuminati bullshit. Maybe for some it ain't bullshit, but I'm just saying that. The whole Illuminati thing, what's going on with that?
I mean, the Illuminati is real, whatever name you choose to call it. I hate that word. It's so taboo to Illuminati. People talk about it and don't seem to have a real understanding of the implications behind it. I mean, to me, it's simple. It's about genetic preservation. So why the fuck would you let Jay-Z be in your group when your purpose is to maintain your genetic lineage that Jay-Z or people that look like Jay-Z could potentially or will evolutionarily. There's an evolutionary certainty will phase your race out. You know what I'm saying? If that made any sense, I think it did. But so yeah, Illuminati is not for people of color or whatever. The people that control the monetary system are allowing certain people to get certain money, but they don't have no control. They don't have no say in the real grand scheme of shit.
I don't think the Illuminati has a say in a lot of this shit. If there is even a thing called the Illuminati, I know people are going to be out there listening to me getting upset about that shit. But artists have traditionally always used religious symbolism. Kanye West's new album title is called Yeezus. You know, a lot of people is looking at that and they getting offended and they are doing nothing but promoting his sales. And the best way to get rid of somebody that you don't really want to listen to or that you don't care to listen to is to ignore them. Now, I like what he's saying in this new Slaves. I haven't got the other track yet. I have to listen to it a couple of times as far as the black skinheads, see what's going on. But when he made an appearance on SNL, it looked like he had a couple of skinheads in the back. You know, and I'm still trying to figure that out, but you know, that's cool, you know. So, and I also have to agree with you because I told a group of young people one time. I say the day that the Illuminati, what y'all calling this Illuminati, start letting niggas in, is the day that the Illuminati will no longer exist. Why would you let, out of all people, entertainers be like, because I keep on hearing this thing about Rihanna is the queen of the Illuminati. Why the fuck would you let Rihanna be the queen of this organization? You know what I'm saying? That shit is getting ridiculous now.
Basically, all the Illuminati done turned into some shit for ignorant ass niggas to debate about. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know, whatever, like I said, whatever words you choose to attach to that, if you don't understand that the global monetary system and the media and all of that is set up in a way that promotes deficiency within the majority of people of color in this country, on the planet probably, then you're missing the point. It ain't got shit to do with entertainers. That's all a waste of time to keep us from talking about building our community and building our nation. Period. We need our own Illuminati. If you ain't got secrets, you ain't got shit.
All right, on that note, we're going to take a break and we're going to listen to Build and Destroy by Orange 82, DJ Chadbourne track. So go and check it out. All right, we back. Now, I just found an article, and this might kind of shine some light on some of the stuff we talking about right now. Here we go. Now, this is something from Science or Discovery, the magazine, and it says, money can't buy you love, but it can reduce your pain. Everyone knows that money can buy you pretty much anything. Well, here are 2 more things to add to the list. Reduce physical pain and less social distress in this study. The researchers had subjects count either paper or money. And just the act of counting money made these subjects less sensitive to subsequent social exclusion or physical pain by way of dipping their hands in hot water. So left out, just count your money. It might make people dislike you even more, but at least you won't mind. So, just the idea of money, and they go into the symbolic power of money and stuff like that. So you can check that out and discover for yourself. But that kind of feeds into a piece of our conversation because, people get into this whole money-making mind state and they no longer feel pain. You know what I'm saying? They don't need love. They don't need social inclusion. They could totally isolate themselves and be away from everybody, just counting their money. And that's what a lot of these young boys do. They get thrilled. They get thrills from counting this money. Really, a lot of us do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I'm quite sure if I had $100,000 in my account, you know what I'm saying, it would give me a good feeling. I might be a little less sensitive to the pain and probably continue doing what I need to do. Continue doing what I need to do to get that money, you know what I'm saying? And I got scruples, so it's only it's a limit to what I'm going to do. But going on to some more stuff in the news, unless you got something you want to hit on real quick. All right, so he viewing that new Slaves by Kanye West. What I want to also share with you is a quote that I found today on Lifehack. You can check this out. This a site that I often go to, and I got a quote of the week. It says, winning is fun, but it teaches you nothing. Failure is the best teacher in the world. Winning is a trophy. Failing is an education. And I'm noticing that a lot of people are kind of ashamed of failure and try to move as far away from failing as possible when failing is truly the only way to make it to success. Because we got to make small steps towards success. Because you got all these books out where people's talking about how to become rich and all that shit. I choose not to write in that vein because I understand that if you don't change your lifestyle, you'll never change how you get money or how much weight you lose or how you feel about yourself. And all these changes take place with small incremental steps that you take to make it that you stick to over a long period of time. We have been socialized to want to get things quick, but a lot of times the best things in life you find come to you when you take small steps towards them. And the final victory feels good. Here, I'm going to get this to Quasi real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on the small steps. What brought to my mind was a conversation I was having a couple of days ago with a lady friend of mine. We were talking about white privilege, and how one of the things that comes with white privilege is like immediacy of availability. We were talking about weed and how the marijuana laws in the country are changing, and in places like California, you can sell weed. You can have a medical license, so you can have some type of setup where you can, grow and distribute marijuana for medical reasons. And even in Colorado, you can buy weed recreationally. I don't know how that goes, but eventually the country is going to change to where, it's commonplace to at least be able to purchase medical marijuana in probably all the states. Or at least Ohio, I would imagine, will probably be one of the states that might be considering that in the near future. So how does a person tap into that field? I would imagine there's a lot of people that are kind of already in position to be able to make that move. But a lot of black people that smoke weed and have probably been dealing in weed their whole life won't have the credentials to be able to profit from something that has basically been their life story. So how do people set themselves up to make moves immediately like that in this economy? You know what I mean? I know I find I was just kind of hearing myself a lot of times. I'm asking questions of how. Where the hell are these answers at?
Well, actually, they're all on the internet. You can look up a lot of those answers on the internet. As a matter of fact, there is a group that is trying to get something on the ballot in Ohio about legalizing the medical use of marijuana as well as growing hemp. And in order to get on the next ballot, they have to have over 300,000 signatures by July 6th. And I think they're going to be working hard and get it. And I think it's a good chance that they are going to be able to at least get it on the ballot. I don't know whether Ohio's going to vote it up or vote it down. But, you know, since we talking about some of that and some of the changes that you brought up earlier, you know, some of the changes that are happening in America are changes that need to happen. I honestly think that marijuana does need to be legalized. I mean, I also believe that gay marriage, you know what I'm saying, should also be legalized. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we are trying to legislate and tell people how to live their lives when we can't do that. Everybody ain't Bible. Everybody ain't Christians. Everybody's not Muslims. Everybody's not Buddhists. People are who they are. And we need to be able to accept that. If we're going to talk about being the home of the land of the free, home of the brave, we got to be brave enough to look at some of these changes that's coming and embrace some of them. I mean, the Boy Scouts just had a vote the other day where they're allowing young Boy Scouts who are openly gay become Boy Scouts. And a lot of people are upset about that. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to break off and form their own groups, which they had the right to do, which I really would suggest. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I kind of salute the Boy Scouts because regardless of whether you're gay or not, some of the principles and some of the things that you learn as a Boy Scout can help you. So I don't see why they wouldn't open it up for gay people. You know what I'm saying? And also, I'm still wondering why is it that, for example, when something different pops up on the scene, out of fear, we automatically start assuming negative stuff. Like, for example, one of the reasons that they won't let gay men be at the head of the Boy Scout teams or whatever they call them is because it's still a stigma that says if you a gay man, then you willing to have sex with a young boy. When in fact, that is not the truth because just as many, if not more, straight men are raping young boys than gay men.
I thought about that, and I think I tend to agree with you on that, especially men that have come out openly. I would expect an openly gay man to be a lot less likely to rape a boy than a man that was in the club. Like, you know, the Pope, or the Pope that just stepped down came out and said he was gay. Am I tripping? I don't know. He didn't say that. He said something. Let me do a little search, but yeah, go ahead and check that out. I think I might. So I don't think I'm tripping, man. I'm pretty sure the Pope, that Benedict was his name, he stepped down. Yeah, I think he came out. But so I mean, at the same time, but I'm thinking about am I wrong? Is it a hoax? Okay, it says something about hoax. So yeah, we researching right now. That's in the works. But I gotta say, if I had a son and he was in the Boy Scouts, I would not want him to have a homosexual scout leader. Call me wrong, whatever you want. I'm okay with it. I don't want it. So what we got? Oh.
On that piece, I'm looking at a site called Hoax Slayer, and let's see what they say. On a tweet that came out on something called the Daily Current, it says Pope Benedict announced today that he has resigned his pastor because he is gay and could no longer live a lie. In a statement, now, detailed analysis. This message, which is currently gaining momentum on Facebook and other social media sites, claims that Pope Benedict has announced that he is gay and decided to resign his papacy because he could no longer live a lie. The message circulates in the guise of news items and includes a picture of Pope along with a link to a full report on an issue on Daily Current. However, not surprisingly, Pope Benedict has made no such announcement. The story was first published, as a satirical website, the Daily Current, and is not a genuine news report. The Current about the page explains the site purpose thusly. The Current is an English-language online satirical newspaper that covers global politics, business and technology, entertainment, science, health, and media. Our mission is to ridicule the timid ignorance which obstructs our progress and promote intelligence which presses forward. So that statement was not true. It was published on a site that was meant to poke fun at current events. So we got to keep that in mind when we how you doing? We got to keep that in mind when we're looking and making announcements. So, hey, we in down to the last 45 seconds of the show, and I'd like to thank all those that took time to listen out to the show, and be sure to check us out in the coming weeks. One of the questions that we have on the floor is whether or not we're going to do some open hangouts. I wouldn't mind hooking up a bunch of hookah shops all over the country at the same time and have a Google Hangout, and you could join that just like we would do the show. So to all those that's interested, feel free to hit me up at www.giamijourney.com. I'll probably be doing a blog post soon, but I ain't had time lately because of the work that I'm doing. But summertime is coming. Summertime. And I'm going to have a little bit more time, hopefully. So this brother Tim
And Quasi.
We out.